Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Her Travel Expert, and today I am so excited to introduce my brand new co-host. You may recognize her if you have followed along with Mommy Travels. This is my daughter, the one and only Eden Shammy.
Hello, I'm Eden.
Eden, tell us, how many years of travel experience do you have?
My whole life, I guess.
That's right.
21 whole years of travel experience with my mom all around the world. I'm currently at UT Austin, and I don't get to go on as many trips with you as I would like. You're literally in Mexico right now. And instead, I have to do college homework. But many years of travel experience and lots of fun together.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. When I was like, who should my new co-host be? There was a no-brainer. It was Eden. I didn't even have to think about it. I was like, who do I know with as much experience as me? It's you. So, as you mentioned, I am in Mexico. So if you were watching this online, I'm very dressed up. I'm going to a cocktail party in Mazatlan. They're doing a big conference here for the travel trade. And hopefully tonight there's lots of yummy food. But that is not what we were talking about on this episode. This episode is about a trip that Eden and I took about a year ago that we love so much that we have talked about it. It's Vidanta Riviera Maya.
Yes, Vidanta is like one of the fanciest, nicest, huge resorts on the east coast of Mexico. Like, I still think about it and I can't believe we got to go on that trip.
One of my biggest regrets is that I didn't wait to take the trip when your brothers could come. Jonah was in the middle of football season. Noah was finishing his last year of college. And instead of waiting to go when they had a break, I was like, we've been to Mexico. Who cares? And then we got there and I was like, what have I done? It was so nice.
Hey, it was my birthday though, so whatever.
Oh, that's right. It was your birthday and they decorated our room.
Birthday.
Oh my gosh, it was your 21st birthday. I totally forgot about that.
It was the best, yeah.
And they did like multiple things for your birthday.
Oh yeah, practically everywhere I went, they would bring out the candles and sing. I don't even know how they found out at like the random breakfast buffet. I don't know how they found that out either.
Oh yeah, that was super random because there we were at a breakfast buffet. We just asked for a table for two. We have no reservation. We walk in, we sit down, and we're about to leave and they brought, did they bring you a cupcake?
Yes, a very pretty cupcake with a candle on it.
Yeah, and they sing happy birthday. I'm like, oh, that's wild. And then when we went to the water park, our cabana was decorated for your birthday. And then they decorated our room for your birthday. I was like, I would love to, as your mother say, I take full credit, but I didn't. The resort did that. So. I mean, I guess we've already kind of said first impressions. We were both blown away.
Yeah, so we arrived at the resort. We loaded into a golf cart because, again, it's a huge property.
Yes, so there's all these different areas, including like one that's back at the golf course. There's a more family-friendly section. We were in the Grand Lux, which I didn't know before we got there that we were going to be in the Grand Lux. That is their like next level, stunningly beautiful suites.
Plus, it gives you access to some of the other Grand Lux pools and areas of the property specifically for Grand Lux. But yeah, so they carted us over to the Grand Lux section of the resort, took the elevator up to our floor, and opened the massive door to our room. And we opened up on a huge living area, a massive, like, fully loaded kitchen, and it opened up into, like, the master suite on your side, and then a whole other room with living room and master suite.
I loved the room so much. The patio had the plunge pool. I wish it had been a hot tub. I loved a hot tub, but it was a plunge pool. You know what? That's good enough. So, and it was really pretty. We didn't have a beach view, but we had a really pretty jungle view, and the view was good from both bedrooms and the living room. And then the patio was massive. We had like lounge chairs out there. We had a dinette set out there. So if we'd wanted to eat outside, which we didn't, my room was like super posh. Actually, I guess, but the rooms were pretty much identical. So super posh. The bathroom amenities were super nice. Like I had the huge, massive jacuzzi tub, which I'm a bathtub person, so I took advantage. Next to the bathtub was like a sugar scrub. So I thought that was nice. I used that on my feet. So.
Oh yeah, I used all the products they had and took them home.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of stuff. It even came with like a toiletry bag that you could take home. It was L'Occitane products. It was all high-end products.
I don't know how to pronounce it, but yes, yeah.
And they had bug spray, sunscreen, like pretty much everything we needed while we stayed there was in that room, which was great. I mean, I didn't forget any of that stuff, but it's always quite helpful.
Yeah, I think at one point we both decided to go to our separate, very nice bathrooms and both made ourselves a very nice bath.
we both had some me time, some alone time.
Yeah.
But it was so big, honestly, your brothers could have stayed with us and it would have made, it was so much room. I'm trying to remember, I think I asked them, how many people are allowed to stay in this room? And I think they said 6. I was like, well, when I look around, I see space for like 8 to 10 people. I mean, it was big. So I really liked, one of the things was that we got access to the Grand Lux Spa. We went to the spa and we had a decadent time. It was quite nice. It started with extensive hydrotherapy. You did you walked on the rocks where it like sprays water on your feet.
Yeah, we did the hydrotherapy, the hot and cold pools. I made you get in the cold plunge. I refused. And then, yeah, walking over the rocks, I guess that's good for
circulation, I think.
Circulation. That was a bit rough, but I did it. And then they took us off to our
sweet.
They even had the fountains that like dump ice over your head. We did not do that, but I saw the contraption, I think.
Oh, I did the bucket thing. I dumped the bucket on my head.
Okay.
And remember, I got in the one shower and it went on a really long time. I was like, I need to be done. So.
But yeah, and then they took us to our massage. They started out by doing a really nice ritual with some kind of...
I think it was a Mayan ritual.
Mayan ritual with some sort of like bells and like crystals and rocks and stuff, and intention setting before they did our massage, which was amazing.
Mm-hmm. And we had a couples massage room, which is kind of funny. Usually we're separate, but I'm like, don't look at me.
we do so many couples things together.
You know what I do? I always joke that all my most romantic experiences are with you guys or with my friend Lindsay. And my next trip after this one is, you couldn't go, which is sad because it's your birthday again, but it's like a private island, and Lindsay will be with me. We're going to have a very romantic time. So
I don't think you've even told me about this.
I'm going to Belize.
Oh, okay. You're going to be in Belize for my birthday?
Yes.
It's despicable.
I'm sorry.
Anyways.
But just focus on last year when I took you to Vidanta.
Yes.
And all the things we did. They had a lot to do right there on the property. You had mentioned that it's a massive property. I think it's 1,000 acres. And
really?
It's interesting because we had driven through Riviera Maya like on our way to Tulum or other places, and I had seen like Cirque du Soleil set back off the main road, but there's a resort over here on the other side of the road down where the beach is. Well, it wasn't until we stayed there that I realized that, they have multiple, it's like 4 resorts within a resort, all on the beach on this side. Then they have another resort back, I think, on the golf course, plus the golf course, plus a water park, plus Cirque du Soleil. So the place is huge. That's why it was so important to have the golf cart.
Yes, we had the golf cart everywhere. But they're pretty fast. You just call them up and they show up pretty fast. But yeah, outside of the spa, in terms of other relaxation and activities, we spent a lot of time at the pool.
Well, so I ended up going to the main pool, and it was great, and it was huge. But that's not where you and I never went there. I went there after you had to leave. The pool that we hung out the most was like a more private pool on property called the Beach Club, which I believe we had access to because we were at the Grand Lux. Even though the Grand Lux has its own private pool, which we also went to, And it was a really long pool, and at the end it had a hot tub, and it was super close to the beach, and it had like all this private like beach seating before you got out to the main beach, and that was like really nice. And then we had wait staff, but the beach club, that was.
Loved the beach club. It was so nice. Like, you had a great view of the ocean. When you check into the beach club, they escort you to your own private little, I don't know if you call it a cabana because it wasn't fully covered.
It's a cabana.
A cabana, essentially.
It had a couch.
Sunscreen and lotion, and, you know, the waiters and waitresses coming to take your drinks. So, yeah, we spent a lot of time there by the ocean at the beach club, drinking and swimming, sunbathing.
Yeah, it had plugins so I could charge my phone, which I really liked because I was taking like tons of content. I'm like, this is so great. Like, let's take another photo. So I'm running down my phone constantly. But yeah, I love being in the pool and seeing the ocean at the same time. I mean, I know a lot of places have it, and then we had like our own, I think 2 lounge chairs plus a wraparound couch, or maybe just a regular couch. And they would bring water. But one of the things I really liked was they had a cart that they would push around. They had like a roaming Aperol spritz cart. I'm like, oh, hello. Yes, please. Yeah. So I like that. They had other stuff on the bar cart too, but.
And every few sets of cabanas had its own pool section. Mm-hmm. So essentially, without many people at the beach club, we would be taken to our own section, our own cabana with the whole section of the pool. So it's really nice.
That's true, because it wasn't just one pool. I think there were like 6 pools? There were a bunch, yeah. And then we got food there too.
Yeah, you could order food and drinks and everything from there.
Yeah, you could get snacks or lunch they had a DJ. It was so nice. It was an elevated experience. It felt very private. Like, I felt like we got treated really nice. It was it was a lovely experience. I wish everyone treated me like that everywhere I go.
Who doesn't? And then nearby to the beach club, they had this whole huge area called Saloon. Again, a short walk or short golf cart ride away from the beach club. And that's where you can stop by. They have a bunch of different restaurants all set up there by the beach with lots of hammocks and swings. It was super pretty, designed clearly inspired after the Tulum vibes. And so we had the best tacos when we first arrived there for lunch. Waves and Tacos Autentica Taqueria.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's where we had our first lunch, but they also had seafood and burgers and a whole mix of things to choose from. And so if we had more time at the resort, I definitely would have wanted to try like everything.
Now, we had some really unique dining experiences that weren't part of Saloon, but they were like specialty dining. You know what? And let me say, this is not an all-inclusive resort. So, you know, if you're ordering a drink, you pay for the drink. If you order a plate of nachos, you pay for the nachos. If you want to go to the specialty dining, which is a 3-course, you pay for that 3-course. So, but you also have the massive kitchen in your hotel room. So if you have leftovers, now you've got lunch for tomorrow. Or if you go into town and get groceries, you can cook. I mean, it was a fully stocked kitchen. So you can kind of pick and choose and work it to your budget however you want. I mean, full disclosure, we were hosted. I wasn't paying for it, so we had a lot of specialty dining.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a very, very luxurious resort, luxurious experience. But yeah, you could totally, if you wanted, bring your own food to cook because, yeah, the kitchen had everything.
2 specialty dining experiences come to mind. La Petite Chef.
Yes.
And we did the dinner add-on at Cirque du Soleil, which was very interesting and kind of whimsical.
Amazing. Again, you kind of have those like magical, I don't want to say Disney, but magical like Disney moments when you arrive in something that has been there's so much thought put in. And they golf carted us across the property until you arrive at the area for the theater, which there's also a big restaurant there. So you come up on the path that opens up on a big lake right next to the the restaurant, and there's a really beautiful man-made waterfall all lit up in all colors, and at the top is the beautiful theater. So it's a whole grand entrance to the show.
You know, and I felt like a lot of the resort, like they went kind of like above and beyond to make it look a certain way, because we mentioned the saloon area where the little shops and restaurants are. And when we went back at night one night, all the steps are lit up and it looked really pretty at night.
But yeah, so it's a very beautiful environment with the live music and all the hanging lights. And then when you actually enter the theater, the whole theater is built as like part of the set, including the areas in the balcony and the upper walls were like part of the library of the set or part of the pirate ship. And they sat us down at our own table because we had the special 3-course meal. So you go down to specifically the section closer to the stage where you can sit and eat. And they bring you course after course themed after the show, which was kind of this like mad scientist experiment. So our food was like smoking, glowing. They had all sorts of concoctions.
I can't remember which of us, but one of us, you opened a treasure chest and then your food was in it, right?
Oh, yes, the dessert.
Well, some people had like towers of dessert. And then some people just had drinks. Like there's obviously you could choose like various levels of experience. You could have no food, you could have dessert, you could just have drinks. We got like the multi-course meal, which kicked off with like you said, like a foaming, fuzzing drink. It wasn't alcoholic, or I guess it could have been. It was up to you. I think they had both versions. I did the wine pairing. You didn't.
Yeah.
And I thought the wine pairing was just okay, so.
But yeah, for that first course, or I can't remember which course it was, but the salad looked like a flower pot or a plant pot, the way the ingredients were done. But yeah, lots of attention to detail in the whole theater experience, the whole dining experience. I thought it was really amazing. And then to like, again, for the whole theater to be a part of the set and to have the cast like swinging down from the balconies, it was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to spoil the show, but it was really good. It's funny because we've seen Cirque du Soleil shows. We've seen like some really varying types of Cirque du Soleil shows, so I should have known that it would be just as good as everything else we've ever seen. But I don't know. You never know. You just never know, and it was phenomenal. So.
And then even though we did the dining experience at the theater, we saw what they were serving up at the restaurant outside. Right. And again, with the live music and the ambiance, it looked really amazing. So we asked later if we could go back, and sure enough, we went back to have dinner there.
It was phenomenal. I'm trying to remember what I had. It was Mexican food.
We might have shared. I can't remember. I know for a fact we got the cochinita pibil, the pork tacos.
Yes.
It was so delicious.
That was everything we had that night was so good, and we got like a queso fundito or something like that, and we made like these cheese tortillas, and it was just such a rich like.
Yes.
That's making me hungry just thinking about it. So. This cocktail party I'm going to better have some food. One of the things that they sent us to go do was the La Petite Chef, which was a dining experience. And I was super confused. I'm like, is it a cooking class? You know, I'm like, and then when we arrived, they explained it to us in Spanish, and my Spanish is not great. And I'm like,
they explained it in Spanish and also in English.
Yeah.
And neither time, you literally just had to like see it and experience it before you understood. Because this is a dining experience that we haven't seen anywhere else before. That's completely unique to Vidanta. Fortunately, the La Petite restaurant was very close to our hotel, our room in the Grand Lux area. So we just walked over. They seated us as they prepared the experience, and we had no idea what was going on. They gave us these chef hats,
Oh yeah, and they made us take pictures with like utensils, and we're like,
oh yeah, we all looked really good in our chef hats.
I look like an idiot in every hat. But no, so I'm thinking, okay, we're eating outside. But no, then they open the doors and we go inside, and we're seated with like two women we don't know.
Yeah, it was 4 people to a table. We were each seated in our own kind of booth with, it was a covered booth because it had the projectors on top beaming down onto the table. So this whole culinary experience is projected onto the table, onto your plate. There's the La Petite Chef running around, making all kinds of crazy jokes. He popped off a few times. I was very surprised.
I mean, it sounds like, I feel like even as we describe it, it sounds super weird and like, but it was so visually well done and it was historic. It worked in like different elements. So like before each dish, they projected this onto the table. So you're watching on the table and it's the whole table. And so there's all this stuff happening all over the table. It's super colorful and you're watching him tell the story and, you know, he might be in the garden with his grandmother and he's like jumping on mushrooms and well, then all those ingredients he just talked about are in the next dish, which I thought was cute. And so in a weird way, it was kind of like a learning experience too. If you had little kids with you, like, I mean, I loved it. I'm a grown woman, but I think kids would love it.
It was interactive too, because in addition to being able to like watch it, there were it was a several course meal and you got kind of a bit of a show with each course.
Mm-hmm.
And for a couple of them, you even got to like design your plate with the food and stuff that they gave you.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. We had like different colors of something. And then it was soup or something. Yeah.
Yeah, the soup.
And you could also do the wine pairing at that too. Again, I thought the wine pairing was just okay. So I think an overall, if you're looking to have these experiences but save money and not spend quite as much, skip the wine pairings at these specialty dining experiences, and that'll save you quite a bit, I think. You know what? One thing I forgot to mention that we did as an activity, well, I guess we talked about they made the cabana for your birthday, but they have a new water park, Jangala.
Yeah, we have to talk about the water park. We went to Jangala, the big water park that they have on the property. First, they led us to the private cabana area, and I was surprised because they had a bunch of balloons and stuff set up for my birthday. The cabana was super big and beautiful.
We had our own bathroom section.
Yeah, in the cabana area, you have your own private bathroom. And I believe there was also a massage or a spa tucked back there as well. We didn't get to check that out. But the private bathroom, I was very surprised when I walked in. It was completely clean. It was like the stone floors and ambient lighting and everything. And you could shower and all that stuff too. It had towels and everything. It was very nice.
It was really nice.
We got the whole cabana experience and settled in before then going to check out everything that they had at the water park.
Which it's small, but it had a lot. I mean, it had tube rides, body slides, a wave pool, the kid area with the water playground, had a huge hot tub near the kiddie water park, which I thought was genius, so the parents can sit in the hot tub and their kids can play in like the treehouse water thing. So one interesting thing that I had never seen before at a water park, which maybe I just haven't been to enough water parks, was their lazy river had a bar halfway through it. So you could like, you're floating your tube and then you could pull over to the bar section, get a drink and keep floating. I was like, that's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Oh yeah, we would be floating along and it'd be like 100 feet from beer.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about the size. I was like, well, I've never seen that before at a water park. It's very funny.
I definitely, again, we were only there for a quick like weekend trip, birthday celebration. Definitely, I would have tried a few more of the really good looking restaurants in the saloon area because everything looked delicious. Obviously, more time at the pool, at the beach.
We did spend a lot of time at the pool, though. What was your favorite thing?
Yeah, but it's vacation.
I mean, we just named off all that stuff. What was your favorite thing?
It was an amazing experience, like from beginning to end, basically, aside from me being sick for a small part of it. My favorite.
This is a funny story, gross but funny. So one of the things you can do is you can have a private chef, and they can come make you breakfast or dinner, and they come to your room, and they have like they kind of already have in mind like all the stuff that they're going to prepare, but then there's a couple things that are custom just for you. So we had a small menu. I think I took chili killies. I can't remember what you had, but we had pancakes, granola, yogurt, smoothies,
Bacon, sausage,
pastries, fruit, cheese, sausage.
a massive display of fruit that like would take like a family of 10 just to eat.
I was like, did you think that we were a family of
donuts
four?
and pastries and everything.
But they're like chefing it up, and then Eden's like, oh, I'm gonna puke. So like,
I was really trying to hold it together because they were making us all this food, and like this massive extravagant display spread across the entire like dining room table.
bagels,
I just felt
logs.
so bad because I was sick and I was just so ready to throw up, and there was all this food.
Yeah. And so we're like eating our main dishes. We've already eaten like a bunch of the other stuff. And we're eating our main dishes, and Eden's just like, run. And so she leaves the room, and I'm like, So I keep eating, and I'm like, some time has passed. So I was like, hey, like, I was like, oh, she's not coming back out. So I come in there, I was like, we're done. And they're like, oh, really? I'm like, yeah, we're done. You can leave.
I think, fortunately after I threw up, I was able to eat some more. But yeah, I felt really bad about that.
Well, yeah, because they'll pack it all up. So they're like, I can't just let her throw all this food away. I was like, this is crazy. We can eat on this for days. Like, I'm like, yeah, pack it all up. And then you have a full-size fridge, thank God. And so they're just like, we had so much leftovers. But one of the things that, like, so the fridge is full. We don't need more food. But every night they bring in a very elaborate nighttime treat with, like, pandas made of candy and sugar and cakes, like climbing trees, and you can just eat it. It's so good.
Yeah, I mean, even though I shouldn't have, after all the food we ate at the pool and at Saloon and at the theater, I still had a few bites of the candy.
Well, I know, you get to the room, I'm like, ooh, macarons. I love macarons. I'll just have one, two, maybe three.
But yeah, the level of dedication, the detail, once again, on like every part of the experience.
Yeah, and the staff was super nice. Yeah, it was a great experience.
One of the desserts they left us, it was like a planet, right?
Oh, it was a planet. And you broke it with a hammer, right? And then it's chocolate?
Yeah, there was all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, it was like every time we left the room, we came back, we had a new treat. I was like, my goodness. This is why I'm always on a diet.
We're trying to make us gain 10 pounds.
I think I did gain 10 pounds. The food was so good.
But yeah, so what would I have gone back to do? I would have, if I had not been sick, I would have destroyed that breakfast.
We didn't golf. And you know what? I never checked to see if they had pickleball courts. Because I hadn't started playing pickleball yet, but now I'm an avid pickleball player, so.
Now everywhere you go, you gotta know if they got the pickleball
Yeah.
courts. We'll have to go back and check. But yeah, they had golf. We're not golfers. But it looked nice. We had breakfast on our last morning at the...
Well, that's right. You threw up at that restaurant too, didn't you?
Yeah. That one was so much worse.
They came and got me.
So
They're
bad. That was so bad. Oh my God, I forgot that.
I'm like, we need to leave.
I didn't block that out of my memory until now, apparently.
I forgot about it too. I'm like, because you ran.
It was like, the food was so good, and yet again, I was like, I can't be sick right now. But I was. Yeah, so this was the restaurant by the golf course.
I can't remember what it's called, but man, they had really good breakfast.
It did, yeah. And I was really enjoying up until the point where I physically couldn't. And I'd
like to clarify that she was actually sick and not just super hungover because it was her 21st birthday. I don't even think you drank, which is sad.
I was actually sick.
Yeah. I think on your 21st birthday, you didn't even have a drink.
I think I definitely had at least one.
One? Okay. Oh, yeah, at the pool.
I had a few drinks throughout the trip, but it was not a 21st birthday to go crazy by any means.
Yeah, and the day after I guess later in the day after you left, because you left before me, I went and checked out the main pools, and they were huge. And then also in front of the main pools was like expansive beach, swings, hammocks. And then there was like an activity area where they had like different games for kids and stuff, and cornhole and giant Connect Four, and they had a bunch of other stuff going on that I hadn't seen before. Man, like their stretch of beach is just massive because it's such a huge property. But yeah, I gave it a 10 out of the 10 experience.
Honestly, yes, for everything you get. Again, if you're wanting like upscale luxury. If you have the money for Vedanta, like, that was amazing.
It was so good. We have to go back. I'll let them know that I need to research the pickleball court. All right. Well, thank you, Eden. I'm so excited that you're here for your very first episode. And can't wait to see what we talk about next week.
Definitely.